I know that you're short, I believe, the 2-year, or at least believe.
Correct. No, I'm short the 2-year Treasury.
Give me your analysis as to what you think about QE2, whether it's going to work or not, and why you'd be short the 2-year Treasury.
I've been short the 2-year Treasury because even with this heroic increase in interest rates that you've been talking about, the 2-year Treasury now yields slightly more than 50 basis points. Inflation is 2%. The economy next year, consensus, is going to grow, 2.5%. So when's the last time you remember a 2-year Treasury yielding half of 1% when the economy is going to grow?
You tell me. When's the last time? Your memory may be a little longer.
Well, I don't remember a 2-year Treasury yielding a half of 1% in my lifetime, other than now.
And what about QE2? Do you believe it was necessary? Do you think it's going to work, so to speak?
If I had been on last week, and I started thinking about this last week, I would have ran and raved about Bernanke's.
It's not too late, by the way. If you want to do
it is. It is only because so many other people have done it in the last week, and it's become.
Why would you have, though? What about it?
I would have focused particularly on the inflation aspect. Why he is picking on inflation when the level of inflation is marginally below that which he seems to want. And to do anything to change that is only going to impact commodity prices, and commodity prices are largely going to help countries that are supplying things to us. They're not going to help us, and that where we really have a problem is not commodity prices, it's employment and it's wages. And what he's doing is not going to help that at all.
You don't believe so? I mean, by basically sort of trying to get asset prices up across the board, ultimately infuse a lot more confidence into the system, you don't sort of start to generate
I think
decisions that lead to employment?
No, I think that's the broadest approach to analysis, and there are some real issues that stare at us in 2011, and I think he's going to focus on those. And I think if he were much more micro-focused, we'd be much better off. For instance, in 2011, we're going to have a Republican Congress. We have enormous problems in state governments and municipalities and all these sorts of areas. Corporate profits are through the moon because the corporations have had the ability to slim down, to change their margins. They are doing wonderfully well.
Increases and of course, as you say, slashing costs, yeah.
But what about governments? They haven't slashed anything. They are bloated. And now you have a bloated governmental world with Republicans in control of Congress, having the president shot his wad, as it were, with the stimulus. So what are they going to do? Where's the money going to come from? It's not going to come from Congress. I think you can just raise taxes so much, as I think we're about to experience in New York. So where's the money going to come from?
Mike, let me take you back to the Steinhardt Partners days. Obviously not running the hedge fund now.
You remember that?
Of course I remember. You know Mark Howard was my mentor in the business.
Yes.
So Mark learned everything from you, and I learned everything from Mark.
Yes.
If you were setting out, if you were there today and you were sort of giving the macro call, telling everybody on the desk what they should be thinking about as terms of being long, being short, trying to find single stock ideas, give us the top-down call that you'd be telling everybody at Steinhardt today, given everything that's happening. I
would certainly be short the debt markets because they glare at you in terms of being overvalued.
Michael,